Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be reacting to this video called The Problem with Super Speed. And of course, I'm going to put the link to this video in the description below so y'all can check it out for yourself. Speedsters, they're like one of the most nerfed characters in fiction. Like, it's hard to write a good speedster unless you're like Dash from The Incredibles, or like, who else? Maybe like Yo-Yo from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. If you know, you know. Characters like Flash, mainly him, and like Quicksilver, like these characters can move like beyond the speed of light, yet they get stopped by like a character who has a fucking ice gun. Like, I don't know, like fucking Captain Cold is able to stop the Flash, and like Heat Wave as well. Yet like the same character, Flash, is so fucking broken, he can blitz anybody in a blink of an eye. And I don't know, dude, like speedsters, they like, whenever they like write speedsters into their stories, it becomes like very difficult for the writer, you can tell, because they have to somehow sideline those characters so that the other heroes, I don't know, it's a lot. Like sometimes it turns into a mess. But yeah, we're gonna react to this video. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. Check my TikTok, my Instagram in the description below. And yeah, let's get right into this reaction.
Alright, cool. Recently I made a video talking about one of the most inconsistent and terribly written superpowers of all time, and that is matter manipulation or construct creation, whatever you want to call it. So I thought I'd make a video on probably the most inconsistent and possibly the worst or hardest superpower to write in a superhero story, and that is super speed. So yeah, in this video I'm going to quickly talk about some speedsters who are shown to have crazy levels of speed, like crazy powerful speed, but somehow they lose in a very ridiculous and a very nonsensical way. So yeah, enough yapping, let's just get into it. Starting with A-Train, where recently in the recent season of The Boys, they show him to have crazy levels of perception. They gave him a similar scene to which Quicksilver had in the original X-Men movies, and in the scene, as you can see, when he's saving Huey and the boys, bro, he's practically jogging while everyone's moving still. That's how crazy his perception is. To everyone else, he's probably zooming around hella quick, but right there, he's literally jogging and walking, moving people slightly. And if you notice, Homelander's laser eyes are still releasing. They're still moving, they haven't fully activated, which is crazy speed, I can't lie. Now, knowing this, later on when he's being chased by Homelander, how on earth did he not dodge that girl? When a couple moments ago, everyone else was practically still for him. I know he dodged the girl because they wanted to make it seem like a redemption arc. Like, I do like that scene. It was him having that bit of character development. But bro, surely he would have seen her frozen and moved out of the way. Surely, right? But I guess not. And I call it another bit of inconsistency of A-Train, which now we know how crazy his perception is. How on earth did he miss his punch to the deep when he was fighting? You can even hear the speed sound effect,
I remember
like the
that shit. I was like,
when he made that punch. How did he miss that punch? The Deep does not have super speed at all, and this was right after him getting a fresh new heart transplant as well. Yeah, I can't lie, this scene wasn't really too bad. Like, the inconsistencies isn't too bad, but now knowing the fact that A-Train's perception is crazy, that everyone stands still, it does make it a bit ridiculous. But I can't lie, this isn't as bad as the other speedsters I will be covering today. The next speedster I want to talk about is the Flash, specifically CW Flash.
Don't get me started.
He is able to activate his speed and perception to literally talk to Iris right here while she's pouring sugar, I'm pretty sure. Bro, he's moving around, talking to her while she's practically frozen and the sugar's practically frozen. The Flash has also been able to see bullets being shot at him in slow-mo, and also while fighting this metahuman who has lightning abilities, to his perception, the lightning is in slow-mo. Bro. But at the same time, during that season, he's able to be hit by regular humans who have no speed at all, and he's able to be shot at by a cold gun, which the cold gun, I'm pretty sure, does not shoot as fast as lightning or bullets. Surely the freeze gun would be in slow-mo for him while he's running around trying to fight Captain Cold and Heatwave. I can't lie, that is utterly ridiculous, and I can't lie, the Flash has a lot of inconsistencies with his speed during the whole show, which would make this video very long. But yeah, I thought I'd just point the CW Flash out in this video. So yeah, another speedster which was shown to have crazy amounts of perception and speed. We all know Quicksilver from the original X-Men, his iconic scene where everyone's pretty much in slow-mo while he's taking out all the guards. And bro, he's literally able to run across the wall, have a bit of fun with the guards. Like bro, all of this is happening while Wolverine's claws are still coming out. And usually his claws are out instantly. Surely that shows how quick he really is.
I love
and also his iconic
He's probably like in my top
saving the
5 Marvel
X-Mansion
characters.
while an explosion is still happening. I can't lie, these two scenes are so iconic, so amazing. But yeah, while saving everyone while an explosion's happening, that is fast. Now, knowing all of this, and how crazy his perception is, how on earth is Jean Grey moving this object right here
Right, I
quicker than
remember
Quicksilver
that.
can react? Surely for Quicksilver, that
I was
would have
like,
practically
ain't
been
no
frozen,
way she
or he
could
would have seen the
perceive
thing
him.
move in slow-mo to be able to react and probably step into something else. Surely, right? But nope. And same with Apocalypse. He's literally smoking Apocalypse, giving him a bunch of punches.
Speed blitzing
But
the fuck out of
how
him.
did he not see the thing coming out of the floor, trapping his leg? Surely that also would have been in slow-mo. Yeah, I can't lie, this is the problem when the show or movie shows the speedster to have crazy reaction speed and perception, that everything that is thrown at them should be in slow-mo, so that means they should be winning every fight, knowing that they could probably dodge every attack that's coming their way. That's literally what makes it so inconsistent. But then I guess, to be fair, there probably wouldn't be a show or story knowing that the hero could literally solve everything in about 5 minutes. So I can't lie, it does make a bit of sense, but still. Now moving on to the MCU Quicksilver, which I can't lie is probably not as fast or doesn't have as good of perception as the X-Men Quicksilver. However, the MCU Quicksilver, he is still shown to have crazy reaction speed. When Hawkeye shot that bullet from the floor, and he was literally seeing that bullet in slow-mo, by the way. That bullet came out in slow-mo, but instead he didn't do anything and just fell down. And also, while he was fighting the Avengers with Ultron, bro, all the Avengers were in slow-mo. Even Mjolnir and Thor, who aren't exactly human. Thor and Mjolnir would of course be moving faster than a regular human. But bro, they are still in slow-mo for Quicksilver, that he's able to grab Mjolnir. But apparently, he cannot dodge these bullets right here from this little droid. Bro, come on now.
That scene
was probably
always
one
had
of
me
the worst ways
upset.
to remove Quicksilver in a franchise. How can you remove one of the most overpowered characters who... He probably saw those bullets in slow-mo and still decided to stand there. Although, I can't lie, it was a good scene saving Hawkeye, but still, come on bro. And finally, I thought I'd give another example, which was Red Rush from Invincible. We all know his iconic scene where he ultimately lost to Omni-Man, which I've said before in this channel, it does not make sense at all. The show literally tells us, Red Rush literally tells us that a conversation to him talking to his girl can last hours to him. Bro,
it doesn't actually
that is
not
crazy
make sense.
perception. So surely when Omni-Man caught his punch, he would have seen Omni-Man's hand in slow-mo getting ready to grab his punch.
Speed, but at the
Surely
same
he would have dodged
time,
that, right? Because he would literally see Red Rush react to Omni-Man going at super speed trying to punch the Immortal. Bro, come on. I can't lie, to this day, Red Rush should have stayed on support, on defense when fighting Omni-Man. Well, I guess it is what it is. To be fair, Omni-Man does have super speed, but I do think Red Rush is probably faster than Omni-Man. Because as we saw, Red Rush was literally able to deflect Omni-Man's attacks and move Immortal out of the way before Omni-Man could even do anything. So yeah. This is the main problem with super speed being very inconsistent. Showing the speedster to have crazy perception and speed that everyone is pretty much in slow-mo for them should make them win every situation that they're in. But I can't lie, the writers probably think it will be too easy and they have to think of a crazy or silly way to remove the speedster.
They don't know how to write good speedsters.
Let me know your thoughts down below on your opinions on super speed, and if there was another crazy example, let me know in the comments below. And yeah,
this guy, he basically covered like solid points in this video. Red Rush, that was a big one, dude. He has a slow down perception, meaning like conversation to him feel like hours, yet Omni-Man was able to catch his punch. I will say though, Omni-Man does have super speed as well, so that's like my counter argument to the original argument. So that's probably why Omni-Man was able to catch him, because he used his super speed and he also has fast perception. But at the same time, it doesn't make sense though, because Red Rush, he's able to see the world in a different point of view, like from his perspective. But I mean, it was whatever. And then like MCU Quicksilver, that one I hated the most, because literally earlier in the movie, he sees a bullet being shot from the floor by Hawkeye. He sees it moving in slow motion in front of his face, and then he does nothing and like falls to the ground, like a floor below. and like he sacrifices himself to save Hawkeye and the kid, but I think he deadass could have, you know, used his super speed to get Hawkeye and the kid away from that area, but they needed to kill him off, so I guess he just took the sacrifice. It was just bad, bro. I really hated that. I didn't like it. And in CW Flash, we don't even got to get into that. I watched all 9 seasons. I know how it was. In A-Train, he's probably written a little better in terms of like speed compared to the Flash from the CW. But yeah, speedsters, like overall, speedsters are hard to write in stories, but they're like my favorite type of characters. I would love to be a speedster, like if that shit was real. Like, give me Flash's abilities. But yeah, if you enjoy this reaction, make sure to like and subscribe. Check out this guy's video, and yeah, my social media is down below in the description below, the TikTok, Instagram, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one.